Today we're swapping out my 97 Chevy K1500 stock bumper with the new one I bought from Move.
Come check out these modifications. You're really gonna love them.
Alright, let's head out to the driveway and get started. Just unboxed it. Here's the end caps, which were custom made. By the way, when you go on their website, these customizations aren't available. You have to submit a question in the forum and then work with them via email. I custom cut this up higher so I have more clearance for tires. And you can see the beautiful job they did welding. We got spots for 2 wing lights. If we look at the back side of this, there's some awesome options for mounting lights. This is the bolt series, so I can simply bolt it together, no welding required. I went with the upgraded cleaver mounts. These are the off-road version. They're much thicker and beefier. Again, a great welding job. Normally the Move is in the front here, and that was a customization I did. I replaced it with Chevy, and then just to spruce it up, they had an idea for me to add the very similar Move type appearance, but on both sides. The Move cutout just gets moved to the lower right on the decline. 20-inch light bar cutout. Another customization I did, since I have a 3-inch body lift, the frame mount for the bumper, they modified it for me so I don't have to do that. Looks great. New bolts, washers, and nuts all around. Looks amazing. Isn't that cool how you see the word Chevy is shining through? Now it's time to take it to the shop and get this thing painted with Raptor bed liner, bright white. So what I've done now is I've pre-assembled for a fitting check. The way to do this is to have it upright, and the cleaver hooks will hold it upright perfectly. Attach your wings with your rounded bolt. Leave the ellipses cut out to open. So here's the wing. The hex head bolts will go oriented this way towards the inside, all 4 corners. Just tighten them up, and then we'll attach the frame brackets next. Okay, the bumper has to come off again, along with the grill and the grill insert. The tow hooks have been removed. There's also this factory piece that has to be removed. These are the radiator mounts, radiator body mounts. So those bolts have to come off, the nuts have to come off, have to put new ones in order to slide these mounts in. Now, I know when I replaced these radiator mounts, I had to use jacks, and there was a considerable amount of force there, but if you look, there's 2 bolts here. I may just be able to back those out without too much of a big deal. I'm gonna try it. The old bumper mount came out okay. It was not under load. All 3 bolts came out fine. So I have the new custom 3-inch body lift mounts for the bumper. There, I can actually insert them into the frame now, and I can verify the holes line up. The cage part of it needs to point to the outside, the open cage. The closed cage points to the inside. Same on the other. So now I'm going to mount these up and then attach the bumper with the remainder 4 round bolts for a proper fitment. Alright, both bumper mounts are attached, ready for the next step. With the wrench, they have these, underneath here there's little access panels where you can get in a very low profile, hard to reach spot to tighten these bolts. As you can see with my customization, by default this goes down to about here, straight down. It follows the fender line, and it's very close to my tires. So my customization was go up 2-3 inches and then make it at a curve. So it's more, it's a slimmer look, and I get another 2 to 3 inches of tire clearance. Alright, one thing you're going to notice right away is this grill latch piece goes in 10 times easier with the new move bumper. It actually sets on top instead of with the original. It's kind of like jammed underneath, and there's some binding if everything isn't perfect. So this goes on 10 times easier. Another positive, the grill, there's a tab there in the middle and there. The grill goes on and comes off 10 times easier. Good tire clearance, much better than what the original would have been, thanks to my mod. All right, now it's time to make the 2-hour trip to the body shop to get this thing painted. Okay, I got the bumper off and disassembled, getting ready for paint. One other cool thing about this bumper is you can remove it and leave the grill and the grill insert piece attached. And I'm gonna assume going back on, same thing. Now with some 80 grit sandpaper, we're gonna rough it up using the DA. On the back side of the bumper, we'll just take a fine Scotch pad. Now we'll hit it with some grease remover. And we're just gonna hang them from the ceiling with some wire. All right, they're all hung. For that, 8 ounces of hardener per bottle of Rafter tinnable base. And then we add in...
Add that and shake it. Shake it for a minute or something, 2 minutes.
this 3-ounce bottle of bright white.
Till the ball comes. Oh, I bet it's going to dry fast in this heat.
And then while you put that gun together, I'm gonna start shaking that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna spray it at 80 psi, right?
Yep.
Can you tell it's mixed good by looking through there?
Looks good.
Okay. Yep. Alright, let's get a close-up of this finish. So the bumper, we let dry for 12 hours. Then we assembled it and we're driving. It's pretty good. Next we need to put the lights in, give it a good washing. Okay, to finalize the video, we're gonna go over the wiring of the lights. You can see I have them installed. The brand I use is Off-Road Town for both wing lights and the light bar. Here's a look at the back side of the bumper where they were mounted. You can see they have these long mounting ellipses brackets that can be bent up and down. So more than enough to get the job done, and they sit in nice housings. Inside the cab, we've all grown to know and love the switch. The switch is installed here, on off. It's an empty bay on a 97 Chevy K1500, so it's like a match made in heaven. That module is mounted right behind the air intake. The engine overflow coolant, behind that you drill a hole in the firewall to reach the inside where you put the switch. And then we're powered up here. If you reach down in there, in the cabling, there's a spot to swap out the fuse if it blows. There's a 15 amp fuse in it currently. The center light, the 20-inch cutout, this is the bracket for it. can see from wing to wing, it's 25 inches. I had to get 3 different light bars before I got one that fit right, and it was from Off-Road Town, which is great because that matches my wing lights. Here's the finished product. I think it looks pretty awesome.